Depression is a ruthless thief. It robs its patients of their energy, friends, sleep, and happiness. If you are depressed, then you surely need this summary. In this summary, you will learn about beating depression using 6 steps. The goal of this book is to cure depression without medication. So you will learn about changing your diet, connecting with your loved ones, doing fun activities, working out regularly, getting exposed to sunlight, and sleeping better. If you are tired of being controlled by your depression and you are ready to take some action towards healing, the 6 steps explained in this book will help you be depression-free in a few weeks. So, let's start your journey towards recovery. The brain food. Everyone believes that fat is bad for their health. Contrary to this belief, research proves that fat is essential for our diet. It is a crucial component of our growth, especially our brain's development. Fat has 2 types, omega-3 and omega-6. Both types complement each other in building the body and the brain. To be healthy, your body needs a balanced intake of 1-to-1 ratio of omega-3 and omega-6. In the past, people used to hunt for food. They used to eat animals and plants that were full of omega-3. Over time, the balance between both types of fat has changed. The ratio now is 16-to-1, with omega-6 being the most consumed type of fat every day. Because we have changed our way of consumption, now we eat more wheat, rice, and corn, which are full of omega-6. Because we eat fewer greens and fish, our intake of omega-3 is minimal. As a result, we are suffering from an imbalanced diet. Omega-3 is essential for curing depression. An experiment was done on a lab rat. You may think that rats don't get depressed, but research proves that they do. A rat was dropped into a bucket full of water. It was left trying to escape by climbing the slippery walls of the bucket. After 10 minutes of trying, the rat was tired, and it gave up. Now it can only keep its head above water to breathe. The next time the rat was dropped in the same bucket, it only took him 2 minutes to stop fighting and give up. The rat became depressed. The researcher gave the rat antidepressant and put him in the same bucket twice. This time, the rat kept on fighting even though it was hurt and in pain. It did not show any sign of depression. The same researcher tried to supply the same rat with omega-3. This type of fat proved to be effective in beating depression in the same way as the antidepressant. So to fight depression, you only need to go back to eating a balanced diet. If you eat a lot of omega-6 rich foods such as rice, corn, and wheat, try to decrease your consumption of these foods to build a balance between your intake of omega-3 and omega-6. If you are not ready to decrease your intake of omega-6, then try increasing your intake of omega-3. Eat more fish and vegetables. By doing so, your brain will be healthier. By having a healthier brain, you can beat depression easily without any medications. Don't think, do it now. When something bad happens, do you usually find yourself remembering all the similar bad things that have happened to you in the past? If yes, you should know that you are not alone. This is a normal human response to sad events. When something goes wrong, the brain will remember all the painful memories that can be connected to the same event. For depressed patients, this can cause a lot of harm. Rumination is the act of replaying the same event over and over in our brain. When a person keeps replaying a sad event, he will soon feel depressed. He will also experience a lack of motivation to move or talk to other people. So this depressed patient will lock himself in his room, avoid all human contact, and feel bad for days or maybe for weeks. Rumination can be the start of a depression episode, or it can cause depression that lasts for a long time for certain patients. To stop ruminating about sad memories, you need to follow 2 steps. First, you need to raise your awareness of when you start ruminating and replaying sad memories in your mind. You need to write down whenever you notice yourself having sad thoughts to achieve this. Over time, your awareness will increase on its own. The second step is to redirect your emotions and focus on doing other things. If you are ruminating, just stand up and do something. Keep a list of interesting activities that you normally enjoy doing. Choose one activity and start doing it right away. By taking action, you are redirecting your mind to think about something else other than the sad memories that are taking over your brain. Let's look at the example of Brenda. Brenda was a student of abnormal psychology. After her graduation, Brenda started working as a psychologist. She was helping a lot of patients, but soon she noticed that she was experiencing some symptoms of depression herself. So Brenda decided to visit her old teacher, who is the author of this book. Brenda told Stephen that she was experiencing some symptoms of depression, and that she stopped working and started applying the lessons that she learned in his class a few years back. She mentioned that she started exercising 45 minutes a day. She was eating many omega-3 rich foods, going out more often, connecting with other people, and sleeping better. But still, nothing had worked to cure her depression. Brenda was puzzled, and she didn't know what to do. Stephen asked Brenda if she remembered talking about rumination in his class. He explained to her that maybe she was always having sad thoughts in her mind, and that's why she was still feeling depressed. Brenda agreed, and she soon realized that she was ruminating all day long. She told Stephen that she always found herself thinking about what if she loses her boyfriend, what if she loses her job, what if people don't like her, or why did her father forget her birthday? Brenda had all these kinds of sad thoughts while doing simple activities such as washing the dishes. She agreed that having these negative thoughts always made her feel worse. But she was scared because she didn't know how to control her own brain. Stephen told her to take it easy because rumination is a habit, and like all bad habits, it needs hard work to change. After 3 weeks of trying to be more aware of her rumination episodes and redirecting her negative thoughts to more positive memories, Brenda overcame her depression. She was back at her office working and living her normal life. If you suffer from rumination, all you need to do is to stop thinking and just do something. Keep a list of fun activities that you would like to do. Whenever you feel depressed or when you are thinking about negative thoughts, get up and do something fun. Antidepressant exercise. When was the last time you had any regular exercise done? Research proves that most people go about their lives without doing any type of exercise. People always have excuses for not working out. Some say they are too busy. Some say that they are weak. Some people don't have the motivation to work out. And some have to work for money in order to pay the bills. All these excuses cover up the truth. Exercise is difficult. In the past, people used to get their daily exercise done by hunting for food. They didn't work out because they didn't have to. From that, we get the idea that we only use our energy to do activities that we must do. Working out isn't a necessity. So whenever we try to exercise, our brain starts screaming and begging us to stop because it's a worthless waste of energy. In addition to the countless benefits of exercise, such as lowering blood pressure, getting stronger bodies, and suffering from fewer diseases, exercise can also cure depression. To cure depression, you don't need to exercise for hours a day. You only need to take regular walks, even if they are for half an hour. To be motivated to exercise first, you need to make working out enjoyable. If you like exercising with your friends, then ask them to join you. Second, you need to choose an activity you can start walking, hiking, or doing anything you want. Then decide on a regular schedule and follow it. Let's look at the example of Alice. Alice has been depressed for more than 12 years. She tried therapy and medication, but nothing has helped her cure her depression. When she reached the age of 61, she gave up all hope of feeling better. However, when Alice saw the work of Stephen, she decided to give it a try. Stephen told Alice that exercise helps cure depression. Alice was willing to start walking. Stephen explained that Alice needs to walk faster and regularly for walking to be considered a healing exercise. So he connected Alice with a trainer and they started hiking together. Alice enjoyed being in the company of her trainer, and she enjoyed being outside with nature. As walking became a habit for Alice, she started inviting her husband or her friends on her weekly walks. After 3 months, Alice confessed that she was 99% depression-free. Doing regular exercise makes you healthier physically, and it can change the way your brain works. In the case of depression, just walking for 30 minutes every day can help cure your depression quickly. Let there be light. Did you know that natural sunlight is 100 times brighter than all the lights you have at home? Experiencing sunlight every day is very important. If you don't go outside every day and expose your eyes to natural sunlight, you will hurt your brain and your body. Also, the lack of sunlight will affect your natural sleep cycle. Experiencing sunlight daily also reduces depression, and it helps you feel better all day long. Besides, by being outside, you are connecting more with people, which can also help cure depression. After a month of being depression-free, Callie was a mess. She visited Stephen's office, and as soon as he saw her eyes, Stephen realized that Callie had relapsed. Callie was a sports teacher. She was in her 20s, and she was having a hard time. Callie lived a happy life, and she didn't expect to be depressed again. She felt like she worked hard. But she was back where she started. A few months back, Callie visited Stephen because she saw an ad in a newspaper about his clinic. She suffered from depression, and her motivation to get better was exceptional. She did anything and everything Stephen asked her to do. Callie started eating better. She started working out and being more connected with the people around her. In just a few weeks, Callie was depression-free. To see her back in his office, Stephen was puzzled. When Stephen asked Callie what was wrong, she said nothing had happened. However, Callie was finding it hard to sleep at night. She was always feeling bad and overeating. Stephen asked Callie about her previous episodes of depression. Callie explained that she had several episodes of depression, and all of them had happened either in December or January, so Stephen concluded that Callie suffered from depression because of the weather. It was winter, and the lack of sunlight was causing Callie to feel bad. Stephen grabbed a box of strong light that is similar to sunlight, and he gave it to Callie to take home. He asked her to stare at that light every day when she woke up. After a few days, Callie called, and she told Stephen that her sleep was better and she was feeling less depressed. If you are depressed, you should know that sunlight is necessary for your treatment. You don't need to be outside all day long. You just need 30 minutes each morning to help your body clock stay on track. By being active all day long, you can avoid rumination, which is one of the main causes of depression. Get connected. We like human contact. Even babies, when they are left alone in a room, they start to cry. We, humans, are social by nature. Even as we grow up, we still need human connections. If we are being isolated from people just for a few days, we feel anxious, stressed, and depressed. In the past, humans used to live together because they needed protection. Living in isolation meant taking huge risks for them. To the present day, being surrounded by people is a necessity. Although we don't need each other to hunt for food, we need to have friends and family around to feel supported and happy. Isolation is one of the main causes of depression. Nowadays, a lot of people live in isolated houses, working from home, and not experiencing sunlight or human interaction. Because depression is a disease, when we are depressed, we like being alone to recover. This is a normal response of the body if we consider other illnesses. But when we are talking about depression, isolation can only add more fuel to the fire. So if you are depressed, try to invite some friends for dinner and stay connected. Fight the feeling of isolation and keep loved ones around for support. Jamie was in her 40s and she was a real estate agent. She was depressed and taking a class under the supervision of the author. Stephen suggested that to cure depression, the group members need to connect with their friends. When she heard this, Jamie was hesitant. Jamie was too shy to call her best friend, Deb. She wanted to ask her best friend if she could support her, even though they hadn't spoken in weeks. As soon as they started talking, Jamie explained to Deb that she was suffering from depression, and that's why she was isolating herself from her friends. Jamie was surprised by her best friend's reaction. Deb was very understanding, and she told Jamie that she is there for her. Both Jamie and Deb agreed to clear some time from their calendars to meet weekly for lunch, or to go to karaoke. Jamie even explained to Deb that it was hard for her to call first. So she asked Deb if she could be the one to initiate their social gathering. Deb was ready to help Jamie get better in any way. Calling for help may seem difficult at first, but you will feel better after giving it a try. Habits of healthy sleep. Sleep is essential for building a healthy brain and body. When we sleep, our bodies and brains are doing their best to repair any damages done during the day. Sleep is also the time for storing information. If you don't sleep just for a few nights, you will start to notice some side effects, including mood changes, lack of concentration, less energy, and more sickness. Sleep deprivation is also a cause of depression. By following the steps mentioned in the previous chapters, you can sleep better at night. For example, exposure to sunlight and doing regular exercise can help you sleep for longer hours during the night. Research concluded that most people need at least 8 hours of sleep every night. Some people claim that they can function during the day just fine with having 6 hours of sleep, but their consumption of coffee is proof that they are still sleep deprived. If you're depressed, then you need to achieve at least 8 hours of sleep every night. To achieve this goal, you need to change your environment. Don't use your phone when you are in bed and don't keep the lights on. You should also avoid drinking coffee in the afternoon. People who suffer from depression usually find it difficult to sleep for 8 hours a night. An example of this case is Stacy. Stacy was a businesswoman who didn't have much free time on her hands. When she was asked to sleep for 8 hours a night, she responded that this was an impossible goal. Stacy explained that she had too much work to do during the day and she couldn't afford to sleep more than 6 hours. Stephen tried to remind Stacy that if she would not sleep 8 hours a night, her depression would never be cured, but Stacy was stubborn. So, Stephen tried to convince her using another argument. He explained to Stacy that if she slept 8 hours a night, she would be able to focus more and get more things done faster. Stacy was interested in the idea, and she decided to sleep up to 8 hours for 2 weeks. After 1 week of her experiment, Stephen asked Stacy about the results. Stacy was happy, and even her husband noticed her change. She was now happier, more organized, more focused, and less irritable. She now considers sleeping 8 hours a night a necessity. If you try to sleep 8 hours a night just for 2 weeks, you will notice a huge change. Just like Stacy did, your concentration will be better, you will be happier, and you will get more things done. And if you apply the steps mentioned in the previous chapters and sleep better, you will feel less depressed each day until you are completely depression-free. Conclusion. Depression is one of the most common diseases people face in modern times. Due to the changes in our daily lives, people have become more depressed than ever. In this book, Stephen discussed the 6 main reasons that cause depression using non-medical steps. First, you can decrease your anxiety and depression episodes by changing your diet. Increasing your intake of omega-3 is very important to your healing process. Second, whenever you feel depressed and lazy, try to push yourself to do something. Keep a list of fun activities and get yourself to move whenever you are feeling down. Third, work out regularly, even for a few minutes a day. Exercise is vital for your happiness. Fourth, get exposed to sunlight in the morning and during the day to keep your energy levels full. Fifth, even if you feel like being alone, try to stay connected with your close friends and family members. Connecting with other people will help you feel less alone and less sad. Finally, by sleeping 8 hours a night, you are helping your body recover while you sleep. If you can't sleep 8 hours a night, you will never be able to be depression-free even if you apply the previous steps. So, even if you are busy, prioritize sleep, and your life will change forever. The 6 steps mentioned above are the keys to beating depression without medication. If you find it difficult to change, you might ask for help from your therapist, family, or friends. Remember, you deserve to be happy. You deserve to be depression-free. If you loved this video, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more content. Thank you for watching.